Brodes Media.
All right, you might be saying, Brodes, why is your face so red right now? And I'll give you two options. Either one, my wife said, you better put on sunscreen today when we were at the beach. And I said, yeah, I will in a little bit. And I never did. Or I was bashing my head against the wall for 3 hours watching my baseball team. You decide. Before we talk about the games, it sucks that we have to do that. Welcome on in. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up button. We break down Philly sports every day here. You can take me on the road with you. If you search Sports Talk with Brodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and leave a 5-star rating and a review, that will help the algorithm out so much. You guys are the best in the world. Thank you. And lastly, if you want access to 2 live streams a week here on Brodes Media's YouTube channel, you can join the community down below for a price of $4.99 a month. And that will give you access to Coffee with Brodes live streams twice a week and our Discord channel as well. So thank you all so much. I got that out of the way, and enjoy the show. This can't continue to happen. Starting to get angry. I'm starting to. I haven't even reached my peak yet. Here's what irritated me the most about this series loss in Arizona. No, it's not the fact that you won game 1 for once and you pissed that all away. No, it's not because Aaron Nola got shelled or Christopher Sanchez allowed 12 hits in less than 5 innings pitched. The team allowed 18 total on Sunday evening when I tried to get away with my family, go to the beach, and I went back to the beach house around 3:30 to prepare and all, so I knew I was going to watch the game anyway. But, I want to have fun when I'm with my family. I want to have fun when I'm at the beach. I want to enjoy my time, and I can, because when they get a 2-0 lead, it's gone in a second. Diamondbacks come surging right back. Now it's 2-1 with the blink of an eye. And before you know it, you're getting murdered. Here's what made me so devastated. Of the 10 games away from CBP, 3 of them you could justify pitching Garrett Stubbs, which indicates you got fucking worked. He did pitch in Seattle, don't forget. And these final 2 games, 11-1 Saturday night, you're a joke. Where's the pride? Just when you thought maybe this team was turning the corner, they won 3 straight. They beat the Dodgers in LA when the Dodgers were looking for revenge, and you actually did something pretty strong out there. And yeah, it was an unorthodox way of winning. I don't expect getting 3 home runs from Kyle Schwarber, including 7 RBI, to win majority of my baseball games. But I thought that at least could be a leader sparking the units. That's the energy we're looking for. They took 2 out of 3 and then won the first game in Arizona. A 3-game streak. And they were doing it in ways that they weren't doing it previously. Meaning, 2-out hits. Here's Jordan Montgomery, who's missing the strike zone all over the place. And instead of chasing and swinging at crap, they actually worked walks. They got on base. They got added insurance when they needed to late from JT Realmuto, who hasn't hit a home run since the late stages of May. Even Weston Wilson had a response, and that's after he missed a fair ball by literally a half of a centimeter. So, you get screwed, just unlucky, and then he has a response. Now you're getting that added separation late, and you even dealt with, wait for this, really awkward bullpen play. And you still won that game against Arizona. Remember, and this is dating back to Thursday because it was a 4-game set. So don't lose, the context of these games. But if you go back and remember to Thursday, which they won 6-4, there was Kerkering in the 6th who allowed a walk and then a home run instantly, a single and then another walk before having some electric strikeouts. Jose Alvarado in the 8th had 2 walks, but then also had 2 Ks swinging. And then Estevez in the 9th allowed 2 singles, a pickoff error, and a wild pitch. And they still won. So the reason I bring that up is I thought it showed signs of, it sucks that we're still seeing some wonkiness, but they were losing games with wonkiness. Now they were either winning games against LA, and it just is better, and you have a leader stepping up and shining, or you still had confusion late in games, but you could bear down and get the dub. But then even the game they lost with Jeff Hoffman throwing the first pitch walk-off bomb to a kid that's never even hit a home run before in the majors. They were down 2-0 in that game. When they were losing series left and right, I was talking to myself saying, you know what? Bryce hit a solo shot. Rojas, of all people, tied it up 2-2 with a double off the wall. In previous series, they probably just would have fell 2-0. Maybe there's something here. And then I got 2 Garrett Stubbs should have pitched games. So joke's on me. What an embarrassment. Do you think that they're embarrassed? Or are we going to hear this all week long? All good teams go through slumps. Shove that up your ass. Shove it up your ass. I don't want to hear it. Maybe the Braves just suck. Maybe the other teams that you're mentioning suck. I don't care for 1 second that the Braves blew a big lead with an inning or 2 to go. I don't care. I care that the Phillies are a horrible baseball team right now. So much so that Bryce Harper looks like a crack addict. If you didn't see it, go look on my Twitter, @Brodes81. Toss a little follow. Post-game, with his hairband in his hair's flying all over the place. He's got this look of defeated. That's where we are now. That's the team. Hey, so proud of you. I'm actually really upset with this fan base too. Because when they lost Game 3 against Arizona, and they had a chance Sunday to go 5-5 on the road trip, the amount of sorry loser attitude fans that said that would be great. I was listening to some stuff up in New York, right? And they were talking about the Mets, who were on a West Coast swing, seeing the Angels and seeing some of these other teams. You know what they said about themselves? You know what would be lovely? If they could go 500. Yeah, okay. I don't think of my team as the Mets. Now, they might be. Unfortunately, they might be. But I was getting attacked because I demanded 6-4 at a minimum. Bro, you set the expectations too high, man. That's too much of an ask. How? How is that too much of an ask? If this team is good, which I hate to break it to you, I had expectations that they were. Now, I'm not sure. And I don't think I'm going to allow a series against Miami or a series against the Nationals or any of this slop to sway me. It's a lose-lose situation because they could return home and win games, and I'm not going to be touched. But they can come home, lose these games, and I'm going to be pissed. So they really can't gain any advantage for me whatsoever. That's what happens when you get the doors blown off of you from a team that, let's be honest, you hate, and you should hate. If you don't hate them, that's an issue. And maybe they don't. Maybe they don't have that fire. Brandon Marsh strikes out every at-bat. Bryson Stott stinks right now. I can't trust JT. I mean, what are we doing? The starting pitching is a mess. You won a game with Allard. Think about this. You won the first game with Allard. You line up Zach Wheeler, Aaron Nola, and Christopher Sanchez after that. And you don't even come close in the final two games. Nola didn't look right. Going to Marte. Yo, Rob. I mean, what are we doing upstairs in that brain of yours? Marte, you're essentially waving the white flag. He's a stiff. This is getting so bad that I had a group chat going today about Cal Stevenson and if he was going to do anything good. All tongue-in-cheek, of course. It was all sarcastic. But do you know how down bad you have to be if you're joking around about Cal Stevenson to try to inspire some life out of the fan base? So let's get back to heading into the desert and flopping that badly. How does that not make you so sick to your stomach if you're in that clubhouse? You let them walk all over you, hand out the NLCS replica rings to all the fans. They were dancing on their own on social media. They were doing all sorts of stuff to show all disrespect your way. And you respond by Garrett Stubbs should pitch type efforts. Thank you. Oh, please, do it again this week. I beg of you. The things I do to see Garrett Stubbs pitch against the Marlins. It's a mess. You know what else I had to deal with? I got a buddy who's an Arizona fan. Shout out you, Robbie, if you're listening. But damn it, I can't stand you. For 3 hours, I had to deal with Garrett Stubbs what was the words he was using? He essentially was saying that he did it on purpose. Intentional. Garrett Stubbs was trying to take Marte out of this thing. No, he wasn't. Shut up. Shut up. It was an unfortunate slide. Stubbs reached out after the game. Nobody intentionally tries to hurt somebody sliding that way. Trust me, you know if there was intent behind it. We have one of the most iconic men in Chase Utley to do it to the Mets. We know what that is. Garrett Stubbs going head first and weirdly rolling over the bag. He tried to go into the dimensions of the bag, and everybody knows how much bigger the bags are. So he clearly slid way too late on purpose. Dude, everyone and their mother was shocked that Marte was so damaged he had to leave the game. For that? Anyway, I can't even spend too much time on that. I'm too angry at where my baseball team is. Sanchez is getting rocked. I love this one. Soft contact. Got unlucky early. Okay, what about the other 10 hits before he even got to 5 innings? I was seeing balls getting smoked all throughout the outfield. I'm watching Brandon Marsh slide and try to make a grab where the ball bounced 15 feet in front of him and went over his head. 15 feet in front of him is where the ball bounced. And he tried to make a diving effort. And then Bryce Harper over by the first base line. How about when Trey Turner pulls Bryce Harper off the bag, but then Bryce also doesn't even catch the ball that hits him right in his palm? This is terrible baseball. They are extremely flawed. They have no confidence, and they shoot themselves in the foot 24/7. And I don't think that's going to stop anytime soon. Bohm over at third. He throws it. He pulls Bryce Harper off the bag. Marsh is batting fifth. Guy strikes out more than anybody on planet Earth. Let's put him fifth. Oh, wait. We want to flip high. Let's put Stott high. Stott. Bryson Stott stinks right now. He stinks right now. What are we doing? If anything, I think you make the argument, you start pulling Castellanos up, start putting him back up top. I'll take that over Stott, Marsh, any of this other nonsense. I'd start playing Sosa more. You're desperate now. It's not because I want to do this. I prefer Nick having zero pressure batting seventh. I prefer him batting towards the bottom half of the lineup. I don't want to put Sosa in a utility man way more than he should play. I don't want that ever. But when you are this broken and when Stott can't help you at all, then these are the type of moves you have to make. And yo, Jeff, I'm looking at you, Jeff Hoffman. What the hell is that nonsense? First pitch? Who are you, Tyler Phillips against the Mariners? Against Robles? First game? It's annoying, dude. It's so annoying. So you had Bryson Stott batting fifth on Sunday evening. And I don't even count his hit. His hit happened in the eighth when the game was 12-5. Where he got that little double. I'll tell you where to put that double. And then when they lost 11-1, I had to watch Brandon Marsh go 0-for, batting right behind Alec Bohm. Yeah, that's lovely. Stott went 0-for-4 that game. So Bryson Stott got rewarded with his 0-for-4 performance by getting moved up in the lineup. Okay. It's unbelievable. It really is. Your best pitcher was Zach Wheeler. I'm not going to throw shade at him when he was in a pitching duel, and I think he did his job. But Allard going 5 innings, allowing 1 earned run with nobody walked whatsoever. For him to be more of your secure starter over the weekend in the desert is so tragic. It's so tragic. And by the way, we are going to get rewarded with Taijuan Walker. And I'm so desperate that fine. I mean, Sanchez hasn't been giving us what we need, as we just witnessed. Whatever. Do I have high expectations, though? No, not really. He had the most fake blister in the history of baseball. That blister knocked him out how long? How long has it been for Taijuan Walker for a blister? Right? It's pathetic. They made up an injury because he was so bad. And now that's the guy I'm relying on because this team leaves such a sour taste in my mouth. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fine. This is going to be great. I'll tell you what is great, though. My good friend, Chris Gates. All right, now Chris Gates Fitness has a brand new workout program that has launched for the month of August. It's got a bit of football flavor as we're doing a few exercises that football players commonly do to build strength. Near the end of this month, we'll start our weekly football pick'em challenge in the training camp community. Each week, you will all get together and do a pick'em poll for select pro and college games, and winners will get free supplements from Legion Athletics. And in September, there will be a step count challenge in the private training camp community, and Chris Gates will be giving away a free walk pad treadmill to the winner. What you need to do is sign up using promo code Brodes at chrisgatesfitness.com/training camp, and you will get 50% off with promo code Brodes. You do not want to miss out on all the fun. You want to burn fat, you want to build muscle, you want to have a very like-minded community that gets after it and gets you in shape. Absolutely 1,000%. Try Chris Gates Fitness. All the information is down below in the description. It has changed my life, and you will be blown away with everything you get when you sign up for his training camp program. It is truly remarkable. It's the complete opposite of Phillies baseball. If Phillies baseball is the worst crap I've ever seen in my life, Chris Gates Fitness is the most beautiful thing your eyes will ever see. So make sure you check it out and click the link down below in the description. All right, let's run to the Anytime Hotline and take calls from the people. I'm sure you guys are all thrilled.
Yeah, bro. Just like I said last week after the Dodgers, I'm not convinced with this team. Really pathetic pitching outing from the start and to the relievers. I mean, it was an embarrassing game and an embarrassing series all around. And like I said, I'm not going to turn around and say they're back because exactly what just happened. They're not back.
No, they're not back. They're not back. As I'm choking on my water here that I just took a sip of. Give me 1 second. I'm going to cough and turn my mic mute. All right, this is just as much of a disgrace as Phillies baseball. So, I started to believe they were playing better baseball. I did. Did I think that we'd get the baseball I needed? No, but I thought it would at least get better than what we were watching because they are too talented to play that abysmal forever. Well, guess what? Maybe they're just abysmal. I don't have an issue with you not buying back in. I get it. I sounded the alarm 8 days ago. I played the audio of a siren for 30 seconds 8 days ago from right now. Not for fun, not for humor, not for entertainment purposes, because they broke me. And everybody knows that when you break me, just take a look at the Eagles and how much I haven't shut up for 1 second about the relationship between Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni since it happened. I'm still losing sleep over it. I'm still not over it, and we're ready to get on to a new journey here. And I won't be over it, because once I'm broke, I'm broke. Well, they broke me 8 days ago. So if you're not jumping back on the bandwagon, this and that, I'm with you. I thought there was something there. I did. And then they just spit in my face. So now you have to do what you did to maybe have me where you want me and multiply that by 10, and then I'll jump back on. And then you'd probably spit in my mouth again. And then we'd be having this discussion for the third time, most likely. But I don't have an issue with anybody saying they are holding out on fully putting 2 feet into the water and getting on board. Because what have we watched since Oakland? I'll tell you, vomit. You've watched legitimate vomit every single series except one. Except one. How ironic. The one is the Dodgers. And I can't believe it, but there still are people out there that want to take the positive route that the Rangers went through a bad stretch, the '08 Phillies went through a bad stretch. Stop! You're driving yourself nuts! And more importantly, you're driving me nuts. Because while you can find plenty of examples of teams that do struggle and still win, how many teams struggle like this and lose? A lot. A lot. And quite frankly, It seems like this is trending towards us being one of those teams. They have no urgency. They have no confidence in the world. You don't allow this many runs and get beat up this bad consistently and still have that swag. They got no swag. None. And it takes a while to dig yourself out of this. If hitting 7 RBI and 3 home runs, watching Kyle Schwarber do that, isn't enough to ignite something, then maybe there's no spark at all. Maybe I thought there was a little spark and he just had to do something, pour some gasoline on it to see if it would then cause a forest fire, if you will, inside the clubhouse, and then everyone can start rolling. Well, maybe there was nothing to pour gas. You poured gasoline on nothing. There was no little bit of fire that then really became something. There was nothing. You just wasted gasoline, essentially. Kyle Schwarber's effort was wasted gasoline. And there's no way to get the forest fire going. I'm starting to believe that's the case, unfortunately.
The disaster in the desert just ended. Got a question here for you, bud. What harm would it do right now if the Phillies just got rid of the sloth manager, Rob Thompson? Because a team takes on the personality of their manager, and that's what they are right now. They're very laid back. They're very foggy. They're very slothy. I mean, what possible harm would it do to get rid of this guy right now? Because I've never been a big fan of his. They're 24-30 in their last 54 games. There's something off. It's a laissez-faire attitude. We'll get him tomorrow. So what harm would it do? John Middleton wakes up tomorrow morning and says, I want to get rid of the manager. What say you, brother? See ya.
I appreciate the call. I think it's too irrational to go that route. I agree. Rob Thompson hasn't been great. I agree that there's been a laissez-faire attitude. I agree that the team seems to come out flat, and that would all describe how Rob has his way of going about business, right? It does relate. There is a correlation between the two, in my opinion. So Rob Thompson has not been good, just like Bryce Harper went through a stretch where he was not good. Just like Nick went through a stretch where he was not good. Just like we're watching some of our pitchers go through stretches where they're not pitching good. But that doesn't mean I don't think Aaron Nola is a good pitcher. So I think Rob Thompson is a good manager who is not managing well currently, and he's in just as much of a funk as everybody who are good baseball players that are in a funk as well, kind of thing. So that's how I would describe it more just from a general vibe standpoint. And you can go through bad stretches and not deserve to get fired. That's where I'm at with Rob currently. Now, if this continues, not just for this year, but after what he's done the last few years, he has a leash. All right, he does have some room here to work through some of these painful moments. So you can look back at some of his managerial decisions and wonder, what if this, what if that, what if he didn't go to Alvarado, what if he did keep Christopher Sanchez in Game 4, what if he did pinch hit for Johan Rojas and all, but majority of the conversation about Rob before this season is Rob's got something to him. Rob has this clubhouse going. The community inside that clubhouse is strong. He's doing a lot of good things. This year has been abysmal. If this continues for a long enough time, then yes, I do think it would at some point be reasonable to let go of Rob. Not this year. Firing the manager today. You're not firing Rob after his success today. What would the harm be? I think you lose the whole team. The whole team. And quite frankly, I don't think the team's going to pull their head out of their ass this season anyway. But Bryce, Trey, Nick, these guys are signed here for a long time. Who did I say? Bryce, Trey. Well, Nick, no. Nick's contract and Kyle's contract different than the Bryce and the Trey. But you also have Wheeler and you got Nola. And, yeah, I mean, look, you would want, in theory, guys to just go out there and play, and that's what it is, and maybe be a wake-up call, sort of like the Joe Girardi thing and all, but it's way too early for that conversation for me. I'm mad. I'm pissed off. I'm not happy. I'm not waking up tomorrow and firing Rob Thompson. There's a big separation between those two things. Being mad and upset and thinking he's playing a role in the losing is totally okay. Saying he needs to go tomorrow is a very egregious statement that's totally going out of line. If this continues forever, though, yes, this is the style of poor play that will result in someone losing their job, but I'm standing on what he has done since taking the gig. He's won more than many other managers have won since taking over, and I'm going to value that and also be very mad at him at the same time.
Yeah, bro, I'm calling from Arizona, and I have to say this. Your Philadelphia Phillies suck. Losing 2 games by 6 runs or more to the Arizona Diamondbacks? Man, and they lose the series. You guys suck.
Yeah, I've been saying that for a little bit of time now. I've only been screaming since the Oakland A's series when Garrett Stubbs pitched. We're not even joking anymore when bringing up Garrett Stubbs pitching. Garrett Stubbs pitches all the time. And if he doesn't, there's games where he theoretically could or should. You're right. The Phillies suck right now. That doesn't hurt my feelings. Well, it does hurt my feelings. Yes, it hurts my feelings. But someone else saying my team stinks, I'm right there with you. It doesn't bother me for you to say that because you're objectively ripping apart this baseball team based off the product that's on the Diamond Daily. But you'll hear that the Braves lost too. The Braves didn't gain any ground. Shut up about the Braves. I'm not comparing myself to that. I'm comparing myself to what this team should be. And this team is 10 to 15 steps behind who they should be. And that's the truth. All right, everybody, that'll do it for today's program. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I'll catch you on the next one.